Drug Administration, or FDA, to continue streamlining the country's drug regulatory processes with the aim of lowering the prices of true generic drugs and speeding up the process of registering new common drugs. On veterinary vaccines, President Marcos directed the FDA and the Department of Agriculture to address the issues of work delegation in order to approve the necessary drugs for avian and African swine flu. President Marcos stressed the urgency of veterinary vaccines as this may affect our country's agriculture and nutrition needs. The President also encouraged the establishment of a pharma zone to make the drug application process more accessible and efficient, like a one-stop shop, and directed the said agencies to focus on amending the Administrative Order 67 from 1989 to look into allowing foreign common drugs to come in.
I'd like to confirm that the President has directed the Food and Drug Administration to further streamline the drug application process in the Philippines and to provide further drug accessibility for all the Filipinos. And in the future, the cheaper medicine for us to be accessible also to the Filipino people. As of now, in the FDA, we already had formulated several policies para po makatulong sa ating mga stakeholders. And one of that is the Bible of the drug application process, which is the Administrative Order number 67. It will pave the way for the application per category so that the stakeholders, the local drug manufacturers and the drug importers will have the proper way of how to register their products. Furthermore, we are already having the policies to lengthen the validation or the validity of the license to operate and the certificate of product registration from the initial 3 years to 5 years renewal. And now it will be increased to 5 years initial and 10 years renewal. It will help further the stakeholders the stakeholders for the drug to further their business interests and to strengthen the drug accessibility in the country. Another is that we are doing the revision of fees for us to be capacitated so that our laboratory and testing abilities will be further and be at par with the other international regulation. Another is that we tackled in a sectoral meeting the possibility or the establishment of the pharma zones. So ano po ang importansya po nito? It will give a more drug accessible to those selected 3 pharma zones by the PEZA. So it will have a role, the FDA will have a role so that pagpasok po ng isang gamot, diretso testing, diretso registration para po magkaroon po ng mabilis at malaki ang lawak ng coverage. Especially those essential medicines like for example the generic drug and the antibiotics that has been approved by the stringent regulatory authority of the different countries. Aside from that, I would like also to confirm that we already talked with the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, Secretary Laurel, that we will have the JAW, the Joint Administrative Order, so that the veterinary vaccines, kung alam nyo po kasi it has greatly affected the meat industry, the supply of the meat industry in the country, especially the pork. So, one of the solution of that is that we give the Filipino people, the stakeholder for the veterinary, yung mga agricultures natin, the vaccine, the technology to stop the proliferation of the ESL.